you got to enjoy that beautiful time lapse. It's finally time for me to make this video. Okay. Alright, so it's gonna probably end up not being as special or as intense of a video as I've definitely been hyping it up to be. Probably end up zooming that up. But anyway, yeah, so what is this video about? It all began back maybe 3.5 weeks ago. I had seen Jesse Itzler post about his first all-day running co-event, which is Hell on the Hill, Maine. For those of you who don't know, Jesse Itzler is a hero of mine, somebody I look up to and idolize to a certain degree. Honestly, nothing to do with business. He is a billionaire, supposedly, but I could care less about that. I actually look up to him for way more important reasons, and that's for how good of a person he is, how he motivates people, myself included, the type of father he is, and obviously what looks to be the amazing husband he is too. So this isn't a I love Jesse Itzler video, even though it kind of is. I love you, Jesse, if you are watching this, and I'll see you soon. But yeah, so I saw that he had this event going on, and it looked like an opportunity for me to do something exciting. So what this Hell on the Hill is, I'll put more information somewhere on the screen about what exactly the stats are, but all in all, it is a half marathon up and down a hill, over and over again. It's as fun as it sounds. I haven't done it yet, but it doesn't sound that fun. But again, it's not supposed to be fun. For me, it's an opportunity to do something challenging, to push myself to the limits, and to be Jesse. Again, fanboying, but you know, it is what it is. I'm sure you all have people you all look up to, but and again, it's an opportunity for me to hopefully meet Jesse. I'm sure he'll be there, but also it's also an opportunity for me to network and hang out with like-minded people who want to better themselves, not just in their professions, but most importantly in their personal life. Because you know, at the end of the day, whatever day that ends up being that the end of the dash of start to finish, I don't think anyone's gonna care how many millions of homes I've sold. They're not gonna care what my commissions were and how big of a business I built. Obviously those things are super important to me because they are part of my livelihood, my team members' livelihood, my business partner's livelihood, so my family's livelihood. But again, at the end of the day, it's about the memories you make and really those awesome experiences that you get to experience. So beyond all that rambling, I went ahead and signed up for it. Hell on the Hill. Ended up realizing, okay, it's in September in Maine. So I looked at flights. I think it was September 8th and 9th are the days that the events actually are, whereas the 8th is kind of like a prelude with motivational speakers, saunas. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I love saunas. I wonder who introduced me to that, Jesse. Obviously I've done more research beyond that, but cold tubs, sauna, things like that, that will be on the 8th, along with some other special guests, and then on the actual 9th of September is when the actual Hell on the Hill event is. So I saw that, I said, why not, let's do it. I've actually never ran more than a 5K, at least competitively. I ran a 5K with my mom, like extremely hungover many years ago, because I promised her I would, and then woke up like 2 hours before. Just setting you up for the fact that this is not something in my wheelhouse. But again, that's the whole point that I'm doing this. So yeah, so I started looking at flights, started looking into how am I gonna get there, how am I gonna get back. There's camping there, so how am I gonna bring a tent, whatever, all these different things. And as I sat there, again, having already made a decision to do something that was scary for me and outside my comfort zone, I thought back to myself, what was I doing last September? And what was I doing? I was in Germany visiting family, but what I really was doing was I was doing the Great Cycle Challenge. So for those of you who don't know what the Great Cycle Challenge is, I got introduced to it either through Keegan, or some other friend, or maybe just on Facebook. I don't know who it was. Thank you whoever did introduce me. But basically it's like a Facebook connective challenge where you ride miles and try to raise money. Again, it's not just on Facebook, but that's how I came across it. So I started that a couple years ago, and last year was able to raise $5,000 with the help of some amazing people and amazing friends. I'll list you all here. We'll give it a quick second to run through. Thank you all. Seriously, I appreciate you all. While that's still running, maybe I'll keep talking. But so I was able to raise $5,000, which was awesome, right? It's going towards childhood cancer research, fighting to end childhood cancer. So I rode really not that far, not that many miles. I was using like a family member's bike in the back of their shed in the middle of Germany, riding around. So it was very impromptu, but I was very blessed that I was able to raise almost double the amount I did the year before, even though I did like a quarter of the miles. But long story short, that's what I did last September. So I was reminded in thinking back at that, that it's September. What a better opportunity to raise money for the Great Cycle Challenge than to ride my bike to this event. So for those who have no idea who I am or where I live or what I do, I live in Springfield, Virginia, or West Springfield, Virginia is what I consider where I live. And the event is all the way in Maine. So while sitting there looking at flights, I thought, why spend, $300, $400 to fly comfortably and get to this location on the day on the 8th, do the events there, and then do the actual Hell on the Hill on the 9th. Instead of that, let's really surprise people and do something crazier, and let's ride our bike all the way up to Maine in 7 days. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of where I came across this idea, and I looked it up. I think at the moment in time it said it was like 630 miles from where I live to Maine, just like on a Google search. So I was doing math, trying to figure out, okay, how far is that? I think I averaged it out to like 80 miles, depending on which route, without roads, with roads, again, trying to figure out what's safe, what's not safe. And it came out to around 80 miles a day for me to make it to Maine at the evening of the 7th, so that I can be there for the 8th at 1 o'clock for check-in. So that's what I've decided to do. And I made that decision like 3.5 weeks ago. A lot of people that I know, maybe not even a lot, I'm not saying why a lot, but a few people that I know already know about this. And I'm one of the type of people where I say crazy things, like in terms of like what things I'm going to do. And I've got the same feedback of people, just the reactions have been pretty great. Most people are probably like, what? That makes no sense. Why would you do that? That's too far. You can't do it. That is literally the responses I got. Whether they said that out loud, I would say there probably wasn't a single person, even my close family. Mom, I love you, but I know you didn't at first think it was possible, or maybe you just didn't want me to because you didn't think it was safe or it was hard. I don't know. But not just my mom. This is my close friends and family, co-workers, colleagues, all of you. It's fine. Looking back at it is crazy. And that's really the whole point. So, yeah, this is a uncut video. I'm not sure. Most YouTube videos I watch, they cut every 5 seconds because they want to make sure that they sound like they're being literate or whatever it is, like coming across as being understandable. But this is probably the most long, drawn-out video, and I'm sure a lot of people won't watch it all the way through, but that's okay. It's actually not really meant for lots of views. It's really meant for myself, and my future self, my present self, to be able to see what I'm doing, right? Today is August 26th, 2022, the Friday, and I leave September 1st, Thursday morning. So very, very close. I have very few days left. And I haven't really done anything extreme, right? I've been eating healthy kind of leading up to this. I've been working out very normally, nothing too crazy. I've done a 40-mile ride in the last week on a kind of hybrid bike. But the way I look at this is it's going to be an adventure. I think the people that are most excited for me are all the biking people that I've spoken to, because It's not too often that you can just take 7 days off and just ride for 7 straight days. But yeah, I'll be taking it slow and steady. I don't really have anything much else to say other than please donate. This whole thing is to bring awareness to childhood cancer and the devastating effects it has on children and children's families. It's something that I've not personally dealt with, but I've been able to hear many stories from local organizations that I've worked with, that have helped help in terms of helping with donations, and it really is something no one can fathom and shouldn't have to. So this is an opportunity for me to put myself through some pain. I know when I talked about it the other day to somebody, they said, "How are you going to do this?" And I said, I haven't had anybody in my family, a child, go through something like that. But the thought of a child going through chemotherapy, riding a bike 80 miles a day is nothing compared to that. So, I take those little things into account when it comes to pushing myself. So yeah, I have all the motivation in the world. I'm doing this for others, and I hope you guys can join me along the ride. Nobody will literally be riding along with me. Luckily, my mom, Linda, thank you for offering to take off work for yourself to be able to come and help support me, and making sure that I have ice baths ready and food. Shout out Mighty Meals. I had to throw you guys in there. You guys will be fueling me on my ride there. But yeah, I appreciate everyone's support. Again, follow the link. I'll throw up a QR code. I'll throw a link in the bio. Please do donate, share it with others. During this entire Great Cycle Challenge, there is a period of the month where there's matches made. So if for whatever reason you don't want to donate up front to get the ball rolling, feel free to donate later. I'll definitely be letting everybody know as time goes on. And hopefully I plan to be doing some type of video log on a daily basis, just to have you guys follow along and see what I'm doing. So wow, 12 minutes and 40 something seconds. At least that's what it's showing on this nonstop conversation I've been having with myself in the middle of the woods at Burke Lake, with the kids yelling over there. But either way, I'm excited. I'll have more information for you guys soon. Thank you guys for your support, whether that be donations, whether that just be messages of support. All of it helps. All of it goes a long way. I love you all. And if you ever needed the motivation to do something hard, to do something crazy, to push yourself, to push to your limits, this is your calling. Go for it. It's going to be worth it in the end, and I can't wait to achieve not only the long ride to Maine, but also to finish that half marathon, going up and down, and officially finishing Hell on the Hill. So, thank you guys. Love you all. Bye.